Hey, eighth grade. Today you're going to start getting ready to do a 3D print. And originally, my idea was that you would do the RCLS logo, and you can. Absolutely, you can. But then over the years, we've had some other ideas that have come up. But I'm going to talk about this and then talk about one like this logo. Because you could do your high school logo. You know what high school you're going to, you could make one for your high school. You could do one for RCLS. You could do one for your high school. You could do any logo you want. I've had people do their youth group logo if their youth group has a logo. Even things like, hey, I'm on this volleyball team. I want to do that logo. So any of that stuff, whatever logo you want, you got to find it. And then I'm here in a Google drawing, and you need to just find the image that you want and then copy it and paste it and bring it in. So you need that to get you started. So first, I'll bring this one over and we'll talk about how to get the RCLS logo or just any logo in general to work. Let's go a little bigger in. All right, so you have a couple choices. I'm going to show you quickly how these work. Up here, you have the polyline, but also the curve will work. So I'm going to do the polyline first. And as you move, it really does work to go here and to zoom in really far. You could even go in even further and then do the polyline. So you can tell if you're ready to do the polyline, you've got that little target symbol there. And so everywhere you want to put down a mark, like an anchor, you're going to tap there. So now I've got this line attached. And so you're going to do that on all the different parts until you get all the way around your image. Now, I'm using 2 fingers to go up and down here, and you notice I still have the line as long as I don't tap. All right, then here on the curve, the more you put down, the better. But don't put them too close together, or Google Drawing will think you're done and that you want to finish. All right, so then there's the curve, and we'll see how this looks in a minute. I'm just going to do part of this. So obviously straight parts are easier, but of course a 3D print will look better if you have curved parts and things like that. So, all right, now I'm just going to do a quick end to this. So let's say I went here, and you have to end up going all the way around and getting back to where you started. Now I started here, and it's hard to see probably, but it does. When I get close there to where I started, it like snaps together. And you'll know you did it right if you get it to turn blue, okay? Now, if you do get it to turn blue, I'm going to tap back here on the arrow thing. So now, if you get it and you're like, that looks great, you have to move your copied image out of the way because you can't have that as part of the original thing, the original or the image when you download it. Okay, so you'll know you've got it when you have it like that. And you see even that curve does look pretty good, better than when I did it over here. Before you go to the next step, you are going to need to make it transparent. We don't know why, but it just doesn't work unless it's transparent. Okay, now if you do something like the RCLS and it has letters on it, it would be very wise to do the letters here in a Google Drawing. You know, insert a word art, find a font that looks good, and do it that way. All right. Now, if I was going to do this one and my RCLS shape, I'm happy with it. I'm going to move everything else off of the checkerboard area, and I'm going to go here to download as this one, Scalable Vector Graphics, and it'll go right to your drive. All right, so let's say my RCLS one is the way I want. I download that, it goes to my drive. Then do the letters separately. Bring the letters on, take the other image off, and then change the name, like instead of 0.1, do 0.2. And the name, again, file, little problem there. File, download scalable vector graphics. Okay. Now, so basically right now, we've shown you how to do the polyline and the letters. You're not going to get to the next step this week anyway, so I'm not going to show you that next step until next week when I'm back. All right, now we'll go to what do you do if you have something like this? Because you could outline the whole thing and then you'd be missing some details. So you actually have to do this in parts. And you got to think of it like layers, like the top down. Like if I look at the Viking logo, the things that I know are going to be on top would be this horn here and probably the mustache. So then I would do the polyline and I would do this part. And then this will be a way to manage how much can you possibly get done after you're done watching this awesome video. So if you can do things in parts, that will work really well, because when we get it into the next step on Tinkercad, when you're getting ready to 3D print it, then you can have a good stopping point. So I could do this. You could say, okay, I've got to go back to the arrow. I have the horn done. I'm going to move that off, or you could leave it there, but I'm going to move it off, and then you got to think about the next part. And even if you would do the helmet part now as a separate part and think about it being underneath, that's fine. You can do the entire helmet. You don't have to go around it. You could easily do that. It will work well. All right. So again, let me show you, though, the one thing I didn't show you is what happens if you decide I want to try this, I want to try this curve thing. All right, so here's the curve. Let's say I'm going to do the mustache. I'm going to zoom in on the mustache, go back to the curve. So here's the curve. And the only thing is, when you tap on the curve, it does literally curve, which is nice, but you got to know what you're doing. I mean, you wouldn't need this for, obviously the straight areas, but if you have something that is curved, like I should have done this on the horn actually, it does give you a nice ability to curve, and everywhere you tap, it puts down another line. So it's similar to the polyline, but it helps you get nice smoother curves. I actually kind of like that. That looks pretty good. All right, and the one other thing I would really suggest is that you get used to doing this zooming in and out thing, so then you can see everything. All right. Now, if you do that, if you do something like that, and you end up with a bunch of parts like this. Oh, forgot to make that one transparent. But you do end up with a bunch of parts. That's fine, but to make it work well, you're going to have to do the download separately. So again, that's where you would move. You'd move stuff off. And you notice I have a lot of stuff just laying around on the edges, and that's fine. So you would move off everything except for that, and you could call that helmet part 1, and then you could bring that off, and you could change the name. It is important to change the name, because if you download it into your drive and you don't change the name, there's a chance you could lose things. They'll still be here. You just have to redo it. Okay? So your goal today is to figure out what kind of thing you want to start with. What logo do you want to start with? And then get a copy of it and start trying it, see if you can do it. There is no way to continue once you stop. So by the end of class, you are going to have something complete. So if you're doing the RCLS thing, you would have to be all the way around the shape. And, but if you have something like this, if you're doing a more complicated logo, then having parts done is just fine. Some logos will be difficult, because if you have parts when you 3D print them that are not connected, but we'll deal with that next week. As long as you figure out what logo you're doing and you start doing the parts, everything should be good. So again, it's Google Drawing, make one in your drive, figure out what logo you're doing, and then decide which one you want to try. Try something easy first, see if you're doing it right, and then see how it goes.